Hey and welcome back. Just posted today's video, so that went cool. I'm gonna go over what I want to talk about or basically just do for tonight. So I was doing some more testing and the parameter size isn't really working very well. For some test cases where I type in something like 70 billion parameters as the minimum, not all 70 billion parameter models show up, only one does for some reason. And in general, it's just not really that accurate. So things like the model size do work, but this parameters filter over here, if I were to set them in as 7, I get no models. Or let's say I hit refresh and then I add 70 back in again. Yeah, I just get this, and I don't know why. So we're gonna have to debug that by kind of going through the database again. In terms of support for Windows, I have not checked yet. I did compile the app. I do have the proper Windows exes install files for for both x86 and ARM processors, but I will check that out once I get through this list. The next issue on the list, fixed token output issue. I am noticing that with Qwen 3 and some of the other models, that when I select them and I go to type a message, but like a long message where I'm looking for a longer response, while it's outputting this response, it kind of cuts off right at around the 256th generated token every single time. Or not. What the hell? This was not what was happening last night. What? Let's try again with the 3 billion. All right. Let's try again with a different one. Because it was happening to all of them. I'll do the 14 billion. So it seems to be working now. I hit stop on the token generation. That's why it ended kind of weirdly. But that's interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna leave that, and then if it is something that's truly broken, I'll find out eventually. Moving on to the next issue, add remote model support for updated new models like Qwen 3 and stuff like that. What I meant by this when I wrote this was that the remote models here, some of them do not work with Grok. I believe they do all work for everything else, but with Grok specifically, there's a lot of these that are just not accurate anymore because Grok changed their API. So if I were to do this, if I were to save a remote model and then open up and use that remote model, I get hit with this kind of error because it's been removed and it's not supported anymore. So I have to go in and change that. After I finish working on updating those API models and making sure each and every single one of them does in fact work, I'll then go ahead and look at updating remote update support. So right now you see this toggle for auto updates. I have no idea how to push out an update. If like once I push this out on the website to download, how do you actually download a fix or an update? I have none of that set up. So that's what I'm gonna try and look into tonight. And then for sure we should be good and good to publish. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna hop over on my PC just to quickly test, make sure that these versions do work. While things are transferring from my Mac to my PC with my slow hard drive, I'm gonna go ahead and update the remote model support just because I think that's the easiest thing to get done. So it's currently 1 a.m. and we've got the Red Bull out. We've got the LapCat. And everything's failing on the Windows side. And I kind of expected that just because I've only been working on my MacBook and was kind of just going based off of, oh, it builds, so it works. So this might be I'm coming to a decision of I either wait till the Windows build is complete and ready to like go, and then I can do a beta for everybody at the same time, or I could do a beta and have that out for everyone to try like separately. that's kind of the decision that I have to make. We'll see. I will still be working on the Windows version tonight, just after I finish the other things on the list, just because I've already spent like an hour on it. I spent an hour on it, then I got frustrated and played GTA. But now I'm coming back. I'm just gonna purely work on the issues with parameter size, and I'm also gonna update the model support for Grok. And then if I get to it, by the time I sleep, I'll go over the remote updates and stuff. And then I kind of at the same time while I'm working on that, I'll work on making the build for the Windows version actually work. Kind of just having Cursor do the Windows building for me. So hopefully that just works out, but obviously no, it won't. To add the support, we're gonna go ahead and go to our routes page. And oh, look, it's already there. And then this function is our mapping between the like regular visual names that we see and the actual names that the API accepts. And so this is kind of how I'm managing it. I'm not sure if this is the best way, but it works. And on the front end, we have to change the actual names. So that is going to be on our remote model config page. These are the names here. So Grok specifically has the ones that are failing right now, but I'm actually going to go ahead and test all of them just because I know a lot of new stuff has come out. And I know that Google added new models for their API. So I'm going to go ahead and add those as well. But I just need to see what's working, what's not working. And I'll make a list over here. Make a new note. I need to write unit test cases because this is painfully time wasting. Okay, so I've gone through all of the models and I made this list. These are the ones that aren't working. The Google ones seem to be working, but for some reason, it just happens to be that these two Google models for some reason don't take my API, but the other Google models do. So I'm not too sure what's wrong with that. Like if I select this 1.5 flash 8B again and I say hi, it tells me my API key is missing. But if I select something like 2.0 flash and I say hi, it just works. So I don't really know. I've gone back and I've deleted. Well, actually, no, I didn't delete it. Let me try that. All right, so I deleted the models and then I'll go ahead and re-add them. Maybe it'll work now. Again, I'll do the 1.5 Pro. This one tells me I've exceeded my limit, but the other ones do work. So obviously I haven't hit any sort of limit, and I'm also not sending that many requests at all anyways. So I don't see why I should be running into a rate limit. Let's try the 1.5 flash 8B and yeah, it just tells me my API key is missing again. So I think what I'm going to do is just remove them completely because these are actually not very good models anyways. I would advise against using this 8B especially. And the 1.5 Pro is pretty much already out the door. We already have 2.5 Pro, so we're good with that too. Now, all the Grok models, I'm just going to also completely delete and we should be good. If I go ahead and pull up the Grok site, and we go to the documentation and look at what models they have available, we can see some new things like they added the Llama 4. Oh, I see. Never mind. They don't. This says this should not be used in production. These are just kind of for testing purposes. That being said, then we will only have these ones for Grok. But yeah, piece of cake with this one's literally just deleting models, so we're done with that. Okay, I went through and I fixed all of the models. So if I click on Grok now, I won't see all the models that just don't work. And same with Gemini. I also added this smaller feature where you can just hold shift and you can delete them without having the modal pop up. So I think that's pretty cool. Definitely would take me a long time to delete all of them going like this. So okay, now we're fixing the parameter size. Alright, going through things was a little bit more difficult than I thought, but everything on this list here I was able to sort of complete, and the only thing left now is officially just that update support. I'm gonna probably end the video here now. Kind of just came on last minute to say that yeah, this is working now and show that the parameter sizes will work. So if I do 70 now, I'm not just gonna get that one model there, and I can actually view other models that are above 70. And also I did change it so that instead of for the talk picks, they're no longer hard coded. I have another column in my database stating which models I want to push onto this page for whenever to display top picks and stuff. And so if I want to update something, and so as these models come out and time goes on, I can go into the database, be like, hey, actually I want these models, click apply, and then every time you, the user, goes to the library page and turns on top picks, it'll just show up right here. I also did fix the active downloads page, so if I were to select a model here and click download, you no longer have the partially downloaded model card showing up right here, and it'll only show up once the download is finished. And the pause and play is a lot more smoother. It actually shows it like pausing right away and playing right away, compared to before where you had to sort of, it kind of glitched out a little bit and it was laggy. Kind of same thing with the stop. It does still take a bit of time to fully stop, but I think it's functional enough and I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I did make no progress with the Windows version, and I figured once I have this add models, adding like remote updates and stuff and actually being able to upload to Amazon S3 buckets, then I will worry about that. But for now, I don't have anything. But for now, I think it's just an issue that's going to take me a bit more time to figure out the details of. One quick final update, I will be not uploading as many devlogs over the next just week and a half, simply because I'm moving apartments and I've got a lot of stuff with like my actual job and work. I will still attempt to post daily the progress that is being made, but it won't be these sort of long 10-15 minute videos of me actually going through the process of stuff. It might just be 3-minute videos showing what I have done and the next kind of steps I'm going to be taking, just because after work over the next week I'm not going to be able to sit down and code for like 6-7 hours straight anymore. But yeah, that's all for this devlog. Less progress than what I would have liked. I would have liked to have the remote model support and the Windows all figured out by now, but progress is progress and we keep pushing forward. I do think I might delay the beta by a week, depending on this Windows issue, because I would like for both the Windows and macOS to come out at the same time collectively. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.